Okay, so today we're gonna take a look at Star Citizen. They just released a new alpha recently, Alpha 3.0.0. Um, yeah, I was one of the, I don't even know how many people who kickstarted Star Citizen. Oh, I've got a little, I've got a little buyer's remorse on Star Citizen, I have to say. When I went through the Kickstarter, it was basically Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous. And, well, I mean, we know about Elite Dangerous nowadays, right? It's like VR Wunderkind and, like, one of the best games you can play if you like space fighter sims. And, yeah, it's just all around fantastic game. And Star Citizen is in Alpha 3. We have one space station and 3 moons and some comm satellites, and that's about it. But it's an ambitious project, and I want to show it to you. At least I want to show you what I can get around in this game. But first thing I'm going to do is skip past a lot of this loading because it's awful. This game takes a lot of time to load, like a lot. So hang on, I'm just going to skip ahead through some of this loading. You know how they say when you're building a PC, 16 gigs is kind of overkill for RAM. You can game pretty comfortably in most games on 8 gigs. You can get by on 4 gigs, but 8 gigs is really preferable. Well, this game, I have 16 gigs in this machine because this is my video workstation, and Star Citizen maxes out 16 gigs of RAM, like maxes it out. I am not kidding. Like, it puts memory pressure on 16 gigs. Like, I have difficulty. Like, it has, when I quit the game, there's like less than 2 gigs of RAM free once Star Citizen's let go of all of its RAM. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. So maybe 32 gigs of RAM would be okay, I think. I'm not sure. Oh, this game. Again, I'm gonna skip through some loading here because it's ridiculously long. Okay, I think that's it for the loading. Yes. So we're greeted with a brief slideshow, followed by... This isn't the first time I've played this, so it doesn't remind me I have to press H to get up off the floor, because that's apparently where I sleep, is on the floor? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, maybe it's a bunk, I don't know. So, yeah, so we're up and about. I'm in a little habitation cube or something. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Oh, look at me. I'm wearing beige. That's fantastic. Oh, Lord, this thing is so laggy. Alright, let's give it a second here to, like, recombobulate itself. At this point, it's using about 13 gigs of RAM. Just wait. We're gonna go get the ship. Once I get into the ship, we're talking like 16 full gigs of RAM used. So I have just the basic, like, avatar pack or whatever. I don't even know if they have, like, clothing available, but apparently I get to be a space age androgynous Ken doll. So we'll open the door and head out into the habitation area. So this is in, eventually this would be crawling with people once this becomes like an actual space MMO like they want it to be. You can see there are 2 players over here, probably loading. That's my guess, why they're standing in the hall. Anyway, we're gonna go downstairs to the hangar deck. Oh look, they're still building this section. How appropriate. So we'll just walk downstairs. Deck 2 is vestigial since the deck 1 takes up 2 deck spaces. Seemed very, you know, inefficient with space. If you're talking about a space station, like, don't you want to like maximize the amount of stuff you can cram in one space? Looks like I woke up in the D strut this time. I'll open up the door. So yeah, this is the ship retrieval. I think this is the main information area. Like, once this game becomes more live, you'll have more things to do in this area than just retrieve your ship. But at the moment, I've just got the one ship, the old RSI Aurora. It's a little tiny fighter. I think it's the one you got with the default pack as a pack-in.
Your ship has been delivered to the following
the
landing
Kickstarter.
pad.
Alright, so landing pad D8. Just run over there. It's not this way. Right, yeah, so if you go into interactive mode and use a scroll wheel, you can zoom in, which is nice. I wish my eyes in real life let me do that. So it looks like, yeah, landing pad 8 is over here. And we are on the Olisar. It's the only space station in the game at the moment. I know Elite Dangerous is doing some cool stuff with their space stations right now. But this is kind of the thing that I really like about this game, is that there are no interstitial screens. You know, you have this enormous gargantuan loading time, but that stuff you see out the window, that's where we're gonna be in a second. Like, there's a player just like hanging out, hovering in space, just doing his thing. Like, that is the game world. I'm in the station, it's part of the game world. They're outside of the station, it's part of the game world. It's all one world. There's no interior versus exterior. Oh, it's fantastic. It's part of the reason this thing is so resource heavy, because there's, you know, loading an interior means you can unload the exterior, and it's way nicer on your resources. Oh shoot, that's pad 10. I went the wrong freaking way. Oh, it's a big horseshoe. Huh. I'm a dork. Alright, we'll run down. We'll run across this way. This will be the long way. The scenic route. We want to see the holographic planet. We want to see the real thing. I haven't checked out any of the shops yet. That's one of them right over there. But we're gonna hop through this airlock. We're gonna hop through this airlock. I should be able to repressurize this. Well, wait, no, it said it was depressurized. Why isn't it opening for me? Press. I am pressing. You're not doing anything. Why are you not doing anything? What the heck? Right, I was in Bay 8, right? Oh, what the heck? Open up. I am pressing. Damn it. Depressurized. And that's Bay 8. I wonder if there's another way out. My ship looks like it's over there. VR. It's great graffiti. Ooh, look at that. Stuff going on. Okay, so maybe it said I was on pad 8. Maybe I can get out there with a different pad. So what is this one? Yeah, that's 8. And that is ship's over there. Pad 9. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but I'll give it a shot. Again, I haven't tried any of the shops, like Dumper's Depot. I mean, you probably need some stuff to sell first before you can sell things, but let's hop in this one. Okay, so this one works. Frickin' weird. Alright, so we hop in the airlock and depressurize it slowly. There we go. But this is one of the things that I find really fascinating about this game, is there's just a door to the outside, and you're out on a space station. I don't know what the lore is that lets you like walk around in zero gravity, because that doesn't make any sense, especially when you have rotating sections. Like, this shouldn't work. But okay. But yeah, this is fantastic. Like, this, you're out on a frickin' space station. Here it is. You were inside and now you are outside. Of course, now I have to find my ship. The downside is that it's enormous and there's a lot of loading because, well, there's no load screen, so it has to load it interstitially. That looks like somewhere I don't want to go. And my ship is up over there. That doesn't make any sense. It makes about as much sense as jumping in space. If I jump, I should head into that planet, for crying out loud. Let's see. There are unanswered questions. At least I have unanswered questions. Maybe I can get there this way. This is lowest graphical quality, by the way. Yeah, low isn't really particularly low. There's really detailed textures in here, and my GPU is very clearly struggling. It's not a particularly powerful GPU, so I'm not surprised that it's struggling, but it is definitely struggling. This is just a 2 gig GTX 1050 non-TI. Thank you for messaging me, whoever you are. That goes on silent. Right, so here's my ship. This is the only ship I own. We're gonna hop in. This is all automated. And once you're in the ship, you can look around. It's nice, it does close the door for you afterwards. Because, like, you can... Come on, lag. Like, you've got a little bed you can open up. Oh, yay, you can sleep in space. Can't close the door, which is annoying. But, anyway, I'm gonna hop into the pilot's seat here. I imagine if you're wearing a VR headset, this is super nauseating. To, like, watch your Ken doll drop into the pilot seat while you don't move in the real world. So anyway, yeah, this is the cockpit. I'm actually in flight mode, so if you go into first person or interactive mode, you can push all the buttons and stuff. You can zoom in, take a look at the screens. You've got a couple of buttons you can press on the console here. The one we want is there, flight ready. Click. And we're powered up. The screen's hot to life. We've got our holographic display in the middle. Yeah, we are ready to go. Alright, so let's turn the engine on. On. Come on. Turn it on. There we go. Good lord. And we'll hop off the station real quick like. There are a whole bunch of controls. There's, by default I have the flight stick set up to use my mouse because I don't have a joystick. So you can hit Z to look around like this. Which is kind of neat. So we're just going to take off. Space bar to strafe upwards. Away we go. And let's stop strafing. Oh, blood in the head. Ah, there we go. Okay. So if I hit Z again, we'll re-engage the flight controls, and we can look around. Again, I'm using my mouse as a flight stick, which is a terrible idea. If I actually end up encountering someone who's going to try and attack me, I'm pretty much dead. But there's the station. Again, no loading screens. We just hopped in a plane and flew off the station. It's pretty impressive. I don't know. I've never experienced a game that's done something like this seamlessly. So that's really cool. So anyway, looks like we've got our gear up, so we'll go forwards. Gear down, you have a maximum speed that's fairly low. It's nice for maneuvering around like a space station and not like running into things. Oh, gonna black out. There we go. Alright. So yeah, there's the space station we just took off from. It's pretty awesome. So, obviously this isn't all that there is to the game. Let's see if we can go to one of the nearby destinations. Right, so we hop out of the control mode into free look mode, hit F2, and it brings up the star map here. So you can see there we are, Port Alsar. If we zoom out, we can see some of the system around us. There's a comm array here. We've got some moons, Daymar, Yela. And then there's like, Selin there is behind the planet, so we can't warp to it. It's in our, we have planets in our way. So let's go to Yela. So we'll click it and then click set as destination. You can see we get a bright green line. Sorry, my cursor's not available, or not visible. Whoops. You know, OBS, it does what it wants to do. So basically to get there, so we're in free look mode, we basically just have to point towards it. And our holo map shows us where it is, so if we turn off free look, go back into flight mode, basically just find it, there it is, center it in our reticle, advance towards it, so you know, hold down W to start moving towards it, and then you spool up your quantum drive, which is the B button, assuming you have enough quantum fuel left. In this case, we have full amount. Away we go! Woo! I love to look around while I'm in quantum drive because it's wild. They did some really good work with the effects. Once we get to our destination, it has to shake for a bit. Here we go. And we're back to having control over our ship. So, you can see this moon has a set of rings, and actually, I may in another video go through the rings with you. It's pretty cool. The closer you get to it, the more particles you can see in it. It's pretty great. They modeled the rings, the asteroids that make up the rings of this moon. It's really great. So we've got some things on the surface. I haven't figured out if I can land yet. I believe some other folks have. Like, I've watched some YouTube videos where they have landed. I also haven't figured out, I think there's a time warp feature, I think? Maybe there isn't. Because if there isn't a time warp feature, this is going to be the only video of Star Citizen I do, because it's going to be really, really annoying to watch. Or I guess I have to figure out how to do time warp and resolve. But anyway, so you can see we're just, you know, we're flying sort of parallel to this planet. There are no orbital mechanics as far as I can tell. So we're just kind of flying in a random direction. So And I apologize, I'm doing this commentary after the fact. I think this is where I heard the noise. Maybe there are orbital mechanics, and it is beeping at me saying that I'm going to fall into the planet. I don't know. I am not sure. There is, like, no UI. You have random buttons to press for stuff, and nothing tells you anything, and yeah. So, anyway, I believe we're gonna go to a different destination in a second. Once I freak out a little bit longer about this beeping. Please wait, freaking out. Oh, I think I'm actually looking this up on my phone. Like whether you can land or not. Sorry, this is super interesting. I think I might cut here. Just looking around while we're flying. I should really get my headphones working so I can like hear what this video is playing, so I can make some intelligent commentary on it. Yeah, we're gonna cut here. Okay, so I jumped to another local moon, but again, like, I don't know if I can hop down there. I might try it again, because, like, I don't know, I have one spaceship. I don't know if I can get more. I don't know if that's going to cost me real money, if I can get it repaired, if I have enough money in my bank account to repair it. At some point I might revisit this and see if I can land on this moon and, like, run around or something. But, anyway, let's jump to another location. There are some other locations in this system. We're just orbiting this gas giant Crusader. There are some other locations in the system that my quantum drive notes as out of range, so my guess is at some point they'll get modeled or plugged in or something, and I'll be able to travel to them. Hopefully. So I'm trying to get back to Port Olisar now. It's occluded behind the gas giant, so I'm going to head to that comm array and then just do another jump from the comm array back to Port Olisar. So first things first, we have to find the comm array. There it is. So we're going quite fast, and this is actually interesting because I'm pointed in that direction, but you can see that the, you know, extra dust around me is not pointed in that direction. Now we're coming around to the comm array. So that's interesting. That's a nice nod to actual, you know, spaceflight physics, because, you know, space fighters don't fly around like fighters in an atmosphere. You don't have wing lifting surfaces to, like, carve through the air. You don't have anything to push against. There's no friction. So that's a nice nod. I like that. That makes me happy. That makes the science nerd in me happy. So, spool out the drive and head for the comm array. So we're gonna pass by Crusader, and I don't look at it, unfortunately. It's pretty neat to see the planet just whip by in quantum drive mode. It's pretty fun. So we're at the comm array. So the thing about these comm arrays is there are a couple of missions in this game at the moment where you can, like, disable the comm arrays. I think either by, like, EVAing out onto them or by shooting them. But I'm not sure, like... I managed to get, like, a crime stat by, like, accidentally re-landing on the space station, so I don't want to, like, mess with the comm array at this particular moment until I figured out some more about the crime system in this game, especially considering it's an alpha. I'll wait on that one. So anyway, here we are back, pointed at Port Olisar. spool up the drive, and away we go. It's a pretty nice effect for traveling faster than light, even though I don't think you'd actually be able to see anything if you actually traveled faster than light. Of course, it's the quantum drive. I'm not sure if it's actually faster than light or if it's just, you know, fractional light speed. I guess I could do some calculations and find out if we just traveled that distance faster than light would. So, anyway, we are here at Port Olisar. So in order to land, you have to hail the Port Authority, basically, the landing commission, landing services. So we're basically just getting in position here to eventually land at the station. Because I think landing platforms are on this side. Oh, you know what? I bet they're on the other side. I bet that's my luck. Do you see any platforms? No, I don't see any platforms. I think I see the undersides of platforms. Alright. Yeah, undersides of platforms. Okay. So you do at least have, you know, like 6-axis motion on your ship. So, you know, you can like strafe through space and swing around and stuff. Pitch, roll, etc. Yaw. And then, of course, you know, strafing, whatnot. So, there we go. There's some landing surfaces. Okay. So, what we do is hop into interactive mode, and we hail the landing services. So, Port Olisar landing services. Clicky, clicky. Again, there's like no UI. It says, please move to the assigned platform, and notice that nothing has changed. There's nothing telling us which platform is ours. Not a thing. Thanks. So basically we're just gonna look around here. It's not these platforms. Hop over to the other side, maybe it's one of these platforms. I really wish I had a stick for this game, honestly. I might see if I can bind my Xbox controller to it. It wouldn't be great, but it would at least be functional. It's not any of these platforms either. Darn it. Well, that's annoying. Okay. So if we deploy gear, maybe it'll tell me then. There's no platforms over there. What's supposed to happen is when you get close enough to the platform, you get a big green, like, arrow that tells you which platform to land on. And I am not seeing that arrow. And of course, you know, if you take too long to land, they'll give your space to somebody else. Oh, there it is. So yeah, it is. You have to deploy your landing gear in order to see which platform they've given you. It's you know, space flight sort of through Easter egg. Learning space flight through Easter egg. Not the most ideal. So anyway, we'll go ahead and land here. Somebody's got their big ship out there in the next bay, you can see. This is basically pretty easy, just line yourself up with the big arrow, the big line. Set her down. In this case, it was space to take off, to strafe vertically, and then to come down, it is control, left control. There we go. Landing struts work. You can come down pretty hard.
And incomplete.
And we're
No,
in.
doesn't say.
That is it. H, the same key that got you out of bed and gets you out of the chair. But of course, I do this all the time. I forgot to turn my frickin' engines off. So we'll go ahead and fix that. Power off. And we're done. Lights go off in the cabin. Once again, H gets out of the chair. And we'll hop back in Port Olisar. It's a pretty quick tour of the playable area in the persistent universe in Star Citizen. But yeah, I mean, seamless, no loading screens. We visited 2 planets and a comm array and headed back to the space station. There were no loading screens. I mean, I guess functionally the quantum drive leaps act as loading screens, because it's definitely processing information when it's doing that when we're in quantum drive. But you know, the screen never goes blank. You never get stuck with a loading screen. I love it. I love how it's seamless. I need more ships. I like my little Aurora, but I need more ships. I did not at all anticipate the amount of like ship trading that would go on. It's crazy. I just got like the starter pack and I was like, yeah, I'll just figure stuff out as it comes along. And then like other people have like entire fleets. They have the big like 20 passenger freighters and stuff. I'm like, oh my god. So anyway, yeah, here we are. Couple of doors and we're inside and we're on a space station. We are on a space station. It's pretty great. I really hope that development of this game is going to go a little faster at this point. Like, there's a lot of stuff in here. But looking at all the assets and stuff, like, they've got a lot of things made now that, you know, even the add-ins and stuff like this. Unfortunately not interactive. Can't click on anything, can't read anything. That would be nice, but whatever. But they have enough stuff now that I hope more planets are going to come online pretty quickly. We can do some more exploring of this universe, because I think it'd be fun. Well, I enjoy it. Again, I need a stick like crazy to actually like fly these things with any kind of proficiency. But yeah, that's the tour of what we've got, what we Star Citizen backers have in the persistent universe right now. Departures, arrivals. I like this. It's a nice touch. Departures and arrivals board. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.